Are we there yet? Each month the same question is asked about the UK's inflation rate. Is there any sign of the cost of living crisis abating? And each month, the answer is negative. The current upward trend has further to go. Will the UK's economy be able to survive? Find out by watching this video. Ever since gaining operational independence over the interest rate decisions in the late 1990s, again, the Bank of England faces inflation substantially above its target. Many economies have been experiencing their highest inflation for decades due to overlong continuation with the expansionary monetary policies necessary earlier in the pandemic, supply disruptions in the world economy, and rises in commodity prices due to the conflict in Ukraine. Historically, the UK has found reducing inflation more difficult than many developed economies. High inflation always affects the affordability of goods and services for households. The cost of living increased sharply across the UK during 2021 and 2022. The annual inflation rate reached 11.1% in October 2022, a 41-year high, before easing in subsequent months to 10.1% in January 2023. May's increase in the Consumer Prices Index, the government's preferred measure of inflation, was modest by current standards. But even so, the rise from 9% to 9.1% was a new 40-year high. More worrying was the evidence provided by the Producer Price Index that there are more price rises. The PPI measures what is happening at an industry level to the costs paid by companies for their fuel and raw materials and the costs they are charging to their customers. It is an indicator of price pressures before they reach consumers. Increases in the costs of consumer goods, underpinned by strong demand from consumers and supply chain bottlenecks, have been factors causing rising inflation. Food prices have also been rising sharply over the past year. Another important driver of inflation is energy prices, with household energy tariffs and road fuel costs increasing. From January 2022 to January 2023, domestic gas prices increased by 129% and domestic electricity prices by 67%. Gas prices increased to record levels after Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine and continued to rise during much of 2022 due to cuts in Russian supply. Electricity prices are linked to gas prices and have followed a similar trend. The inflation rate is usually seen as the percentage change in consumer prices compared with 1 year before. For example, the most recent data compared prices in January 2023 with prices in January 2022. This means that changes to prices that occurred more than a year ago, before January 2022 in this example, drop out of the annual inflation rate. Economists expect this effect to lead to the inflation rate generally falling during 2023, as some past price increases drop out of the annual comparison. There are also signs that some global price pressures are subsiding. For instance, supply bottlenecks are easing, and wholesale gas prices have fallen on financial markets. The OBR and Bank of England expect the annual inflation rate to ease in 2023. As the steep rises in energy prices in 2022 fall out of the annual comparison. The OBR expects inflation to slow to 3.8% by Q4 2023, while the bank expects it to slow to around 4%. The bank notes the domestic inflationary pressures are likely to remain strong in coming quarters. A slowing or falling inflation rate means that prices are rising more slowly than before. It does not mean that price levels are actually falling. For example, if the annual inflation rate drops from 10% to 4%, prices are still 4% higher compared to a year before. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed today's video and found it interesting, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.